there was a lot of damage on this cornice here to the stonework, so what we've got here is we've got some elements of some stone replacement that's been carried out. So over here, all this is new stone which is replaced. You can see the condition of the stone. It's a grade 2 listed building, so we had to be selective in terms of what elements of the stone we're going to replace. But here, so we've got some new stone coming in there. And then obviously we've got some more painting of these timber work. Something quite smart now. So that area there is obviously a damaged piece which the stonemason has cut out, and we'll be putting a new indent replacement piece of stone in there. It's not the finished coat up here.
I think there's one more coat to go on.
Oh right, well there's the guy.
On some of them.
Right. They just look like a million times better, don't they?
Yeah. No flakes.
They've obviously cut that out there. Is that another one that?
That's one that they're going to put in. Yeah.
So that's just waiting for the new one to go in.
Yeah. We've had the windows cleaned and repaired and repainted and then replaced. They all went away, and Brian Lane came back and replaced them all once he'd done the refurbishment on them.
Previously we'd taken out what was like, it was a concrete mullion, which the steel bars, the reinforcement bars in them were causing the surface of the concrete to spoil and break up, so we've reverted back to the original sort of stone mullions. Yeah, we've lost quite a lot of the panel in this area here, so the plasterers that we got on site, Rydales, they're going to actually reform that detail by working on site and carving. So I think they're going to take a trace or a replica of the opposite side of this bay window and then sort of create a new piece on this side. We obviously had to seek approval from the local authority, their conservation officer, in terms of the type of stone that we're going to use. So I think we offered up 3 samples we're using here for the replacement work. For the replacement work we're using Witten Fell, which is the type of sandstone we're using. All new stone will stand out like a sore thumb without because it's not been weathered, but that will obviously pretty quickly start to weather down.
Yeah. On top of that, we've had the worst and longest winter for about 40 years.
So this is quite clearly obviously the Thornbury crest, and we've had some stone repairs undertaken where the bottom down here, this bottom was all quite eroded, this bottom stone. So we've had new stone placed in the base there, and obviously we've had a new number 9 cut and carved. There was issues with the stone here, had iron cramps behind them, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it was pushing the stone out. And we're also in the process of getting the clock faces restored. So we've had one taken out and we're having the glazing replaced and repaired, which is cracked. And the external frame up here where the numerals are on is going to get it's going to get treated and repainted.
We've also had these drilled and dowelled in stop them coming off in the future with a vertical dowel and a horizontal dowel through the joint. The dowels are about 400mm long. By vandals all over the roof while the project, in the early days of the project started. We're getting this, and if we replace it too quickly before we get the scaffold down, they'll only be up again and pinch it again. So that'll be one of the last jobs to do.
So yeah, up here they've started to take out elements of the stonework, and they're to obviously put in some replacement. We thought they'd finished, but then they've come back and done some more. Quite big lumps of stone up here. There's been a lot of sort of cement repairs. There's a bit there. Is there any on that elevation? Oh yeah, there's some right up the top there, which is not really doing the stone much good. It's far too hard, which means that the original stone will start to erode. It needs to be softer. Then any repair needs to be equivalent to the sort of density and the softness of the existing material, or softer.
Top of the bell, this is the bell tower.
The bell tower.
The lead thieves have been up here and prized the edges of the lead off, ready to take off and pinch. And then we were told to take it off ourselves and put it in storage. So they didn't actually get it all off. They got little bits off. So we have got the lead for this, but it's in safekeeping. And the police were only minutes away, and they got it, yeah, but he'd gone and escaped.
All right, we've got some repairs to do to these panels here. We thought they were terracotta, but actually we're now thinking that actually these were carved in situ. So it would be like a lime mortar, and then the craftsman would just sort of carve all these really intricate shapes, which is quite a skill, really. Here what we've found is that some of these panels were loose, or the backing behind had been sort of they're not adhering, so we put some resin behind those to fix them back.
That's part of the balcony. Which was there, and they've taken the other bits away, and the model and new stone, which is in there, I'll show you in a minute, for that bit of refurbishment. This stone here is part of the balcony, which needed replacing. These have been made on site by the plasterers, and these were only fixed on yesterday. That's young Joe, the apprentice. He's learning to do all manner of plastering. A lot of weight on this when it's done. So they'll put screws and other attachments in there to take some of the load.
You've got to replace it all along that north side, haven't you? 30?
Yeah. And there's 64 modillion blocks. Yes. Yeah.
Come on, well.